everyone, it's Jean from Lizzie Jean's Artistic Chaos. Let me put some light on the scene here today. So what I thought I would do is jump on the bandwagon and try stamping some tissue. Now, I am not the best stamper in the world, but I wanted to show you what the Tim Holtz tissue is like. It's very light. It's almost like an actual tissue that you would use to put in a package. That's how light it feels. So, it's easy to rip, easy to use with your gel medium to collage with. But let's look at this and see what we can do to stamp on this page to dress it up a little bit, because I love this tissue, but it's not always practical for what project I have. So I was thinking if I stamp on it with some interesting stamps, maybe that will help bring it out a little more so I can use it more often. So these are Tim Holtz. Oh no, these are Dilution stamps. They are called Get Your Rocks On. And if you are curious, they are a Ranger product from Stampers Anonymous, but they're not Tim's. They're Diane Reevely. So make sure you try some of her things out because they're really cool. Especially if you want, for example, stars, little stars. Here's one that has brick. So I'm going to try that. I have to try the circles. And I have to try the Harlequin. So for now, we'll work with these. And I do have a block, however, it's small. So I'm not sure if it'll work for these. Maybe it will be okay. So, all right, and I have archival ink. It's the Distressed. This is a Memento fade resistant dye ink. And this is a StazOn Blazing Red. I don't know if you remember, a long time ago, they would send you patterns in the mail for cross stitch or crewel or embroidery, and they were dyed red. So you could iron them on your project, so you would have a line to follow. And then, of course, when you laundered it, the red would go away. So I think red might be a cool color. So we'll try that later. I'm going to use my Memento ink for the Memento. And we'll try the Dilution stamp. Now, I'm going to just stamp randomly. I'm not going to follow any type of pattern. So some pieces may go partially off the paper. I think as mixed media artists, we tend to do that. We don't stay in a straight line. At least I don't. So this one I haven't used yet. Make sure I get it inked up well. Put this one down here so that nobody is having a fit because they're not lined up. Let's see, we'll put this one over here. Okay, really cool stamp. I like Diane Reevely's stuff. She's a little, different in her designs, but they're very cool, and she has a whole line of sprays too that are really nice. I love her Dilution sprays. So, and we'll use some stars since it was July. July seems to be for stars. So I'm gonna put this down here. I'm gonna put this over here. And we'll put one over here so that line will be done. Okay, that comes out, that looks nice, and it provides a different look for the paper, but yet you can still see the color underneath. So let me see, this one had acrylic paint on it, so I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it's fine. So we will put the checkered. I said I wasn't going to go in a pattern, but it looks like that's happening. Okay, so we have the checkered, and let's try, I'm not sure what you would call this one. This one's like it's kind of a floral, but not a floral. So we'll put one down here. We'll put one right here. And we'll put one over here. Okay, that looks cool. I like it. I like it. I like changing the way the background looks on this. So don't be afraid to take what you already have that's, you know, someone has designed, and you want to change it up a little bit so that it fits your aesthetic or fits your project that you're working on. I think this really adds to it. So let's use, what is this one? This one's like some swirly circles. So let's make sure that's all inked. Swirly circles right there, and right here. Don't really need any over here. Let's see if we can just put one or two in between. Now, some of the artists that are doing this project, they're staying within lines and columns, and that's perfectly fine, but I think the randomness of some of these looks pretty cool. So you can decide. They're not overlapped too terribly much that you would be, you know, really disappointed with the style. But I thought I had another one of these, but I don't see it. Let me look in my stamp box. See if it's gotten laid in the stamp box. No, I do not see it. Okay, so let's go back, and which one didn't, maybe we'll do the stars again, because we did that just on the edge. So I'm gonna put some here, and I'm only stamping with part of my block because I don't want it to cover up everything. I just wanted to fill in the spaces. I think that looks pretty good. So now we have the Tim Holtz tissue, and we've brought it up a notch by adding in some black stamping. So this is something that you can do if you want your tissue to be a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to put this over to the side. Even though it's archival ink, I don't want it to bleed all over everything. So the next thing we're going to do is, I have here some wet strength tissue. I'm saying wet strength in quotations because this is definitely an off-brand. This is not the archival that you get. But I think I'm going to start this one. I haven't watched any of the videos. I've just seen some of the really cool designs. I'm going to see what this red, how this red works. If it doesn't work the way we wanted to, we have other papers. So, okay, let me start out with the red stars, and I'm going to try to cover this. Okay. Oh, I love the red. It's really cool. Okay. So I don't like that has a black spot there. So let me fold my tissue. Let's see how I want to fold it. Maybe I just want to get a new one, because I don't want it to bleed through. And believe me, I have plenty. When they send you tissue, whew, they send you a lot of tissue. Okay, let me get another piece that hopefully isn't too wrinkly. And I do recommend, if you're going to do this, to use, especially if you're doing it at your desk, to use some kind of undersheet, and then also to use permanent ink, like a StazOn. The distressed archivals are good because they are also permanent. And I'm pretty sure the Memento it says in resistente a la decoloración de tinta. So that doesn't mean that it's archival. That just means that it's an ink that won't fade. So I'm not sure if it's archival or not. I thought I bought it as archival, so we'll see. So here we go with the stars again. Oh, aren't they cool? Cool, cool, cool. Let's do a couple more. So we'll do one right here. And we'll put one up here. And I'm going to go ahead and just try to use the stamp as many times as I think we need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put another one down here. And that way we don't have to worry about picking it out or finding it again. Okay, I really love the Harlequin, so let's see how we can add that. Harlequin stamp, Harlequin design is really cool. I wish I had a floor like that. You guys will have to let me know in the comments what you thought about using the red. If you thought it was a good idea, not a good idea, you don't like it, you won't hurt my feelings. Okay, and then I'm going to grab a couple of Tim Holtz. Actually, that's one sheet. That one's one sheet. And I think I don't want that all on there. I'm going to use a PM Artist Studio stamp that has some numbers on it. and I'm pretty sure this is by Carrie, and I think Carrie was the one who started the tissue paper stamping. So have to have numbers on something, right? Ooh, those look cool. I really love this red. If I don't get my arm in it or something, I'll put one down here. Love it. Love it. Okay, so I have some other PM Artist Studio stamps. We'll just use them, and that way we can kind of, they're smaller. The foam stamps are amazing. I really love the foam stamps for any of my projects because they're much easier to grab a hold of than some of the others. So these, I'm not 100% sure, but they may have been made by Sophia. Or Sophia. If, okay, that one had a little bit of black still on it. I should have wiped it off, but that's okay. We're not going to fuss over that. If there are any of these foam stamps that you're interested in, just pop over to pmartiststudio.com and I'm sure you will find them. Number stamps or border stamps, mark making stamps. That's what basically all these are. So I love that one too. Very cool. All right. Let's use a couple round ones just to kind of break things up. This one is just like reminds me kind of like pinholes, but I don't know if that's the right word to use for it. There, you can see that one looks more like a Pac-Man because it didn't get I think adding the circles in kind of helps with the overall composition so you're not doing everything in a straight line. So that's one that I love. Let me try this other one that is it's almost like a fingerprint. So we'll see how these are just, I don't know where these came from, to be honest with you. It may have been the Dollar Tree. They do have a nice selection of of silicone stamps, you know, just for crafting. Nothing too exciting, but they are fun to use. So if you want some and you don't really mind if they get destroyed or, you know, something happens to them, you know that they are there for you to use. Okay, so now let me see what else I may have just sticking around. I know I have a script stamp. Give me one moment. I just saw the script stamp. This one has been well loved and well used. It is a Stampers Anonymous, I believe, but I have just used it over the years for backgrounds in my mixed media pieces. So it's seen its days, believe me. But it's still fun to use, so we're gonna use it. Use it or lose it. Okay, so what else can we put on here? The other Tim Holtz stamps that I have are pretty much one-pagers, and we need something. Let me look over here a second. Just a second. To see if I have any. Okay, so we're going to we're going to repeat probably some of them just because, so. And then I want to show you guys some other PM Artist Studio. I'm not PM Artist Studio, but Tim Holtz. Tim Holtz tissue. He has some other, and I just located it, so I'll show you after we finish up with this. I like this. I don't know what you would call it, but it almost looks like a design for like a window or a door. That's the vibe I'm getting. I don't know. It stamps beautifully, so that's a good thing. Here's another cool stamp. It's just like kind of a squish. I almost think, okay, 3 types of round ones will be fine. So we'll put that one on, and put one right here, and I'll put another one right here. There we go. That looks, I really am glad that I tried the green, because, I'm sorry, the red. What is wrong with my vocabulary today? It's not right. Okay. No more circle ones. Whoa. How about we try, we just need something to kind of fill in a couple spaces. So I have a stamp over here. Let's see if I can locate it. So I thought I had some blocks in here, but I mean, oh, I do, but they're just tiny. Okay. Is there anything on this one? Oh yeah, that's a circle. Okay. I like this one, but this is one that kind of just makes a stripe of sorts. Let me see if I can get it to stick to the block. We'll use it. And I can put it in between some of these spaces that, oops. Oh, I'm stamping my block. Huh, that's pretty smart. You guys, please don't fault me today. I don't know what's wrong, that I am mixing up my words. Must be Tuesday. Must be just because it's Tuesday. Okay, I'm gonna put this one along the edge. One, two, three of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need one more. So we'll put this one right here. Cover up that blank space. So that was cool. And then I didn't want to use another circular one. So let me use a moment to grab my other stamps really quick. I want to use another one that is square. So let me see if I can find my little one. This is the one that I like. And I'm pretty sure these came from Sophia. Sophia, I'm really sorry if I said your name wrong earlier. And this is just going to be like to fill in some of the places where there's a little bit of blank space, because we need to have pretty much, doesn't have to be the entire space, but it looks nice if you have the whole space filled. I'm gonna put some off the edge. Just gonna make a little border down here. And let me see what other kind of stamp I have that will fit in those spaces. I don't think the circles are gonna fit. Whoa. I have my air conditioner on, so my paper is blowing. Pardon me. Alright. What's this one? Oh, that's a floral one. And actually, let me see. Where do I need to fill some space? Right here. Okay, I will turn this so you guys can see it. And I added it over here. I'm gonna add one right here and then down here. So this is just a wonky little flower from PM Artist Studio. I don't know who the designer is. I just love anything floral. So usually when I see a floral design, it becomes mine. Haha, I made a rhyme. On time. Okay, so I'm gonna let that go at that one, at that design. It's a little bit different than some of the other ones I've seen because I have used some overlapping, which I honestly think that's totally fine as long as it doesn't make a smeary mess. So that to me looks really good, and I love using the red. So if you haven't tried out using the red, do that. All right, I'm gonna lay this over here, and then I just want to show you a couple Tim Holtz collage papers that he has now. This one's called Serendipity, and it basically has floral designs, but I want to take a piece out and see what consistency it is. If it's like what he designed on the rolled paper, or if it's a little bit different. Okay, this feels to me even lighter than some of the other papers that he has. But these are absolutely beautiful. If you're looking for anything that you can make cool backgrounds with, these are the perfect size. And these are 30 pieces, TH 94,365 in case you're interested in the number. And there's all kinds of papers. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Just gorgeous. I love it. This one I think is part of one of the ones he has on a roll, but I love this. Okay, so they repeat. So there must be 10 designs or 15 designs and then 2 of each. So let me put these back because they will get wrinkled. And you could definitely, if you wanted to dress any of them up a little bit, you could color some of the designs on there. You know, there's a lot you can do with these. If you like them black and white, then that's beautiful, but if you want some color, you can certainly color the designs. Just make sure that you put some tissue or something down on your background so you don't get everything inked up. So this one is TH 94,366, and this one has quite a few designs as well. 2, 4, 5. So there's 15 different designs, and then you get doubles of each. This one is TH 94,393, and this one has some interesting designs if you like the skulls. There's some bugs, spider web. So this one is not, oh, actually it does say Halloween. So I don't celebrate Halloween, so this may be gifted to somebody. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to show you just really quick, these are kind of like glassine envelopes, and I wanted to see what would happen if we just did one stamp on there. I'm going to put some tape behind me because my tissue is kind of rough looking. So for these, I think I'm going to use some flower stamps that I have. Let me try to get the black off of it because I want to see if I can use some pink. Now these are Dilutions, but they're also the iCarver Ink by Ranger. So I'm going to see if I can do this in pink and see how it comes out. I'm pretty sure that this is Darcy's Dahlia, I believe. Make sure. I don't know which way is up. So I'm going to make this side up. And I'm just going to stamp it right here. Hopefully it'll stamp well with that ink. And even if the black shows through, I think it might make a cool design. So, ooh, very pretty. It actually turned out kind of purplish. Isn't that cool? I love that. And we can do another one, but this time I'm going to use Sophia makes some of the coolest designs too. I love her whimsical flowers. So let me try to get some of the, ooh, that had a lot of black on it. I'm going to try to use use purple for this one. That'll actually be purple. Or how about a blue? We'll try a blue and see. Now these are not archival, so what I may do with this one is after the stream, we can seal it possibly with something, but aren't those just make the prettiest envelopes? Now these wouldn't be necessarily envelopes that you would put in the mail. Recently I learned, and I had no idea, that the more you put on your envelope to busy it up, the more likely there are going to be errors in the post office getting it to you. So it's just best to put an address and a return label or written return on the back, and then if you want to seal it with a sticker or a stamp design, you can, but don't make the post office have to search for your information and then it get waylaid. Or my mom used to tell me that there was a dead letter office, so I don't know if there is or not, but that was one of the things we used to learn when we were kids. Okay, I'm going to use the black archival ink on this one, and this is a Tim Holtz design. It's a whole sheet, so I'm going to ink this up so that when I put it down, I know that it's going to get something on there. It's a really cool stamp, and I think it will stamp nicely on this envelope. And this is called Hodgepodge CMS 490. Okay, let's do the hodgepodge and hope for the best. If it looks cruddy, we can always paint over it or something. Okay, it's very faint. So that means my ink probably didn't get on it well enough. It still looks kind of cool. We could use that as like a shadow of a background, and then we could put other things on top of it. Let me use, Okay, you guys may be getting tired of me chit-chatting, so let me just find one more stamp I want to use, and then we'll wrap up. Now, you know you saw it, but it's gone now. Funny how that happens. Okay. Alright. I don't want to use bugs, so I'm going to use a floral design. These were made by someone that I don't remember, but I believe she's known for her doodling and her drawing. I think it's Michelle something, but I don't remember the last name. Isn't that awful? So if you want to decorate some envelopes, you can use plain white envelopes, or you can use other envelopes. See, for some reason this is not, I guess my ink pad just isn't covering the way I want it to. I missed that one leaf. That one leaf. Let's see if we can get a clearer. Okay, it just looks like there's two leaves now with one. I don't know why that one leaf doesn't want to print. Doesn't have anything on it but black stuff. Okay, so don't use ink that is about ready to run out because it won't stamp. We're going to just leave this one alone, and I'm going to go back in with a black Posca, and I'll fix that up. But I hope you enjoyed our stamping. We have our red sheet, which I'm in love with, and then we have our Tim Holtz sheet, which I love too, and use lots of different stamps and just really cool, fun design. So if you would like to jump on the bandwagon and give us your version of the tissue, stamped tissue, by all means. And thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.